Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Wednesday, let's check the date, the 31st of July. Well, it was just one winner, nothing else placed on the day, so it was a losing day. I was very disappointed in the ride that Kevin Stott gave Killerbeg's Warrior. I said it was a confirmed stayer. There's lots of doubts over the 1 mile performers, question marks with others over 1 mile too. What it did was it broke well. I thought jackpot is either going to lead off being the first two. It settled down to about fifth place, was shuffled back very slightly, and then didn't get a clear run, and then was just basically ridden out to the line without a great deal of urgency. It came seventh, half a length away. Well, I think it was a neck away from being 22 to 1 in sixth place, which was a qualifying place for Sky Bet. So I actually thought to myself, I'm not that jockey's going on the cold list. Well, very shortly you'll see I've had to change my mind about that. So what I've had is I've had a 5 pence each way, lucky 63. I've took all the prices. Then I've had another lucky 63, 5 pence each way. But I've actually just taken some of the prices where I think they are too big currently. So the first selection is Open Secret at 28 to 1 in the 150 at Goodwood. I think, obviously, not obviously, this is Charlie Johnson's. You can see this is its form here. It's rated 76. As you could see, it's been generally campaigned over a mile two to a mile and six. They must have thought it wanted a mile and six because it was one pace over shorter. So what it was, it ran okay at Doncaster on soft ground. Its best run probably was the run behind Tactician, and then it was held up at Chester, which is what you don't want to be for a Mark Johnson horse or Charlie Johnson horse. And then the most interesting thing for me is I think this was just a run out. The last race at Newbury, if you're a 1 mile four performer that wants or ran well over 1 mile six, the last thing you're going to be wanting to do is set a slow pace over a mile and four. Don't get me wrong, it ran a good race. It was only beaten 2 1/4 lengths, but it came last. Yeah, in my opinion, didn't give it the best of rides. Tomorrow it's Joe Fanning back on board. Well, that's jackpot for me because I'm hoping that it goes straight to the front and it does what it does best. Joe Fanning will take the lead and then hopefully win the race. So let's get back into the main screen. So it's the outside of the lot. So don't expect anything too much. I expect Open Secret to make all the running. Hopefully it doesn't get beat. So it's Open Secret at 28 to 1 in the 150 at Goodwood. If you can get an extra place race somewhere else, I'd try and get it if I were you. At the moment, I've only got first three. The second selection is Raqiya. In this bet, I've left the price. I think the price is okay. It's 13 to 2 currently. It's about right. In the 225 at Goodwood, paying four places instead of three. If this one can put its best foot forward and actually be on its front foot by going towards the lead, pressing for the lead, not too much though, but be up there with the pace, I think it's got every chance. It is one of the very few, although I think it's maybe only ran once on good to firm ground, possibly, but I've looked through some of the breeding lines and the relatives of this horse, and they've actually ran okay on fast on the dirt, but also good to firm and ran well on it. This horse, there are so many horses in this race, including ones that are better than this horse, that and higher rated. Well, higher rated. There's so many that haven't ran on good to firm ground. You're talking heavy, you're talking soft, you're talking good to soft. For me, there's too many question marks over a lot of the principles. Don't get me wrong, they may be looking for good to firm ground. And currently, it's not even described as good to firm. It's currently good. But I think come race time, it's going to be heading towards good to firm again. The third selection is Vingegaard in the 3 o'clock at Goodwood, paying five places instead of three. To be fair, I cannot not back this one. These are my concerns. My concerns are the draw. There was a high number on the sprint course, over 5 furlongs, like this horse, win. It was it called Katie? Catty? I'm not convinced it's high numbers. I don't know. I would much prefer this horse to be drawn in the middle, but I can't knock the draw too much because there's been a winner away from the rail and a winner on the rail. This is drawn pretty much on the rail. Maybe the ground might be a bit different tomorrow because they've had some racing on it and they might head towards the high numbers. I just don't know, and it's hard to tell. If you've got any opinion on that, just let me know. But I cannot discount this horse because it's having a quick reappearance. Maybe Ocho Watson's seen this horse; it's in really good form, and maybe he just thinks there's a prize to be taken with it. I personally think that it'll either run well or they'll withdraw it because obviously not running too long ago. What was it? Was it just a few days ago? 3 days ago? I can't remember. The next selection is Candle of Dubai. In the 10 past 4 at Goodwood, paying 5 places instead of 3. So this is another Charlie Johnson horse because it's about time we started doing a bit better. I think he's got 2 in the race, but I think this horse is disappointed the last 2 times. One of the times it was pestered for the lead. I think this horse is drawn low. If this horse can get to the front and set the kind of tempo that it wants, I think this horse could be quite hard to beat. It's got that. Is his name Charlie Yeo or something like that? That guy won a race, one of Charlie Johnson horses the other day, and he looked quite a decent jockey. I don't know anything about him, to be honest. I have seen his name before, but I don't know much about him. I think this horse, if he gets an easy lead in front, it could surprise 1 or 2, and they're paying 5 places instead of 3, and you want a low number. The next selection is She Worth a Gamble? It's about 18 to 1. I've left the price in this bet. It's in the 425 at Redcar, paying 4 places instead of 3. So it's generally been running on slower ground. I think it'll be okay on quicker ground. And actually, its best ever run was at Thirsk on good firm ground. That was a while back now. That was like last year. But it hasn't run many times. But if this horse does prefer quicker ground, and I think it does. I think it's by Soldier's Call, and it's got some quite okay stats for quicker ground. So I think this horse is worth a gamble. It's Tim East a bit, and it's been going really well all season. Basically, it's been going really well on all the horses that I haven't tipped, and not so much on the ones that I have tipped. I think it's got a decent chance. It's a big price. It's 18 to 1, so it's not really considered to be fit. Like the bookmakers don't consider it to be finished in the first few, but I think the price is too big, and it's got a low draw, and we don't know what's going to happen at Redcar with the draw because I would love to tell you that it's going to be low numbers again, but it's good to firm. It's been watered. Has the track been watered evenly, or are they just watering the far side where it gets quicker? I don't know, and they're not going to tell us, are they? If they water this track evenly, well, then it's going to dry out quicker towards the far side. You basically need to keep an eye on the draw because obviously I'm telling you these bets now the night before, and who knows what's going to happen. I'm guessing it's good to firm ground now. I'm guessing if they'll water obviously in the morning or overnight. It's going to be baking hot tomorrow. Will it basically be like firm ground on the low numbers? I don't know. I can't tell you till after the first race what I think of it, and they might not even head towards the far side. But what I do tend to find is at Redcar, if you're on a front runner, it's hard to peg them back. And the final selection is, and I'm into like little conspiracies because it's the difference between conspiracy and fight is normally about 6 months now with all the things that have been going off in the world. So I'm going for Yorkshire at 9 to 1 in the 520 at Goodwood, paying 6 places instead of 4. So this horse, I think it's got a decent chance. It's got some improvement to do, but it's Ed Bethel in a big race. Ed Bethel won a decent race at Royal Ascot, and the horse won really well. This horse seems to it has got the potential to. It's got some form figures earlier on in the season, not too long ago, earlier on in the season where you think, crikey, this is what got some potential, and it's kind of flattened out in recent runs. Maybe it's just been kept ticking over, and they don't want it. They've changed tactics. They don't want it to run too well because it'll affect its handicap mark. Maybe it's been set up for this race. It wouldn't surprise me. I think it's Callum Rodriguez again in the. No, it isn't. Forget that. That was a different horse. It's Kevin Stott on board. So Kevin Stott I said I was going to put him on the cold list, and I was fuming over the Killybegs Warrior ride. Well, Kevin Stott, it's time to make a name for yourself. The problem is it's drawn low, and it's a slightly held up performer. It's like a mid division. It could be the most frustrating ride that you see because obviously Jamie Spencer rode a cracker on Arisaig to get us the winner. But he had a low draw, but he went towards the inside and then he took it on the out. He took it towards mid pack, then brought it towards the outside. I actually thought he'd get it a cracking ride, Jamie Spencer, but I was thinking like, here we go again. Left too much to do. But Yorkshire is going to be a similar kind of thing. You don't want to get stuck on that rail, and it's going to be quite a difficult ride to get it off the rail, and probably needs to come on the outside because it'll just get swamped on the inside, I think. So it's going to be a tricky ride. It's going to be a big ask. And Kevin Stott is not my biggest. I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Stott at the moment. So let's see how we get on. So as I said, it's two separate 5 pence each way. Lucky 63s, taking the prices and not taking the prices. Generally, you can see what I've done by looking through the video again. So if you can give me a like or a subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.